How you doing, guys? This is Hybridsteel. Welcome to Hydroneer 2.0, and today we're going to be talking about this little thing. This is the hand sorter, and it will help you in like early points of the game. Alright, I'm just going to get into this right now. So, how this thing works is it's actually a pretty clever little sorting device. Now, if you're right at the beginning of the game and you've got a bucket of stuff like this, and you know, if you're just going to try and separate out the gold just to build something made of gold, it does get a little bit tedious. And it's like, I don't really want to build a full setup just so I can sort out a pan. And I get it, it's frustrating. So after you've built your basic setup, and I'll put a link down in the description box below for this one, basically, yeah, that's where this comes to play. So I'm going to pop this here. I'm going to get my little pan here. It's always best if you're going to be using the hand sorter for like sorting out like emeralds and diamonds. You know, if you're going to be sorting out everything, get lots of buckets. You're going to need like 8, you know, because you're going to need one for all the elements, and then you're going to need one for this and one for that, and you know, just the joys of life. So obviously I am using creative mode to actually do these demos because I restart this game so many times when I'm doing stuff. There's no point in me playing it properly unless I'm doing a playthrough, okay? So I'm being clear, being transparent, it's all good. Right, so with the hand sorter, basically these get sold in the little shop over there. There's also a shop over in Bridgeport that sells them as well, and I think you can pick these up in Icehelm, so they are worldly available everywhere you go. Okay, so how this works. What we do first off is we take a little gold nugget and we stick it on here. Now, it doesn't have to be gold, it could be anything out of the bucket. I'm just using gold as an example, and you're going to see it work, and it's going to be all good. So, we've placed our gold upon the pad, and now what secrets does this machine hold? Now, don't forget, you've got to have a pan over there next to that chute, and you've got to have a pan on this chute as well. Pretty sure they're in about the right place, because, yeah, it does get a bit violent if you do this on an uneven surface. So, here we go. Just glorious. Glorious. So, there we go. We're sorting out the gold from our other bits and pieces. So we're going to take this off, and there we go. If I need to make a gold ring, or I can, if I want to make a necklace, and if I want to separate stuff at the beginning without having a massive build to do so, it keeps you humble, it keeps you small. You don't have to go off and spend thousands on making a build and going through the stress of water piping it out and all the joys of it straight away. You've got a way of like just stripping something off so you can just crucible it off and make stuff. This thing does really help, like right at the beginning of the game. I'll get myself a spare bucket, chuck that here. We'll take this one, we'll pop that here, we'll pop this one over here. So it's all about just rotation until you fill all your pans up really more than anything, but there we go. And it's all good. Alright, so we'll do this again just so it wasn't just a fluke. So we're going to use iron this time. Iron's on. Stick it in there. And there we go. It's amazing. It just sorts everything out as if I need it. So that's the thing. The plus side to this now is that all I would need really is just an anvil and the hammer, and then I can start making stuff without having to buy a full setup to sort all my stuff out. This is quite a good way of starting up. Now obviously right at the beginning of the game when you're just manually digging, you're only going to be doing a few little bits and pieces here and there. But if you get the gist of like doing this straight away, and then you work up to building this, and you work up to building a bigger setup, and you work up to moving on to a different plane. Number one, it gives you the experience of working with this sort of stuff. And number two, you're not skipping steps to be like, oh, if I get to the end of it, there is no end of the game in this. It's all about just making money and building stuff and just genuinely enjoying it. The hand sorter it's just a nice little welcome start. Like right at the beginning of the game, when you do need it, when you are working manually and everything's a little bit more sort of like longly drawn out, you do need something like this just to help you out if you're going to be forging stuff like really close to the start of the game. For me personally, I would be skipping this because I've been using it quite a lot over the last sort of like couple of weeks, but it's been quite nice to actually see the evolution of like the start of the game. Instead of just digging a hole and going from there, you have got various choices now of how you can actually advance through, and I like it, I really do. Now the plus side to this is it actually sorts out gems as well. So if you have like just a bucket of if you have a bucket of gems right at the beginning of the game, you can get all your red ones together and you can get all your blue ones. You can sort it all out so it all looks pretty, you know. Obviously later on when you get your compressor you don't need it, but it's a nice little starting gift, it really is, and it just helps pad the game a bit more to give you a bit more of sort of like things to do. You know, because if you look at gold miners, you got massive gold miners like Parker Schnabel, who goes off and like uses $1 million flipping builds, and he's raking in hundreds of millions. You know, there's lots of stuff he does. But then you get the smaller guys who just work off of a river, who use a little hog pan. This is the equivalent. You know, you're just doing this for the little things. It's almost like a hobby version of this before you get to the bigger boys. You start with the small stuff and you work on a humble workout. So yeah, hopefully this video sort of like shows you the hand sorter, and you sort of enjoy it, and you actually give it a go. Don't be, you know, if you're just starting out on this game, don't be sort of like swamped by what's around. Just build yourself up and just casually get through things as this game is intended. Like I said, there's no real end to this game. The game ends whenever you want it to. But if you're like me, you'll try out all these little things and you'll see the plus sides to them over time. So thank you very much for coming by. This is Hybridsteel. If you have enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, notification button below for all other updates. I'll be back here with a brand new video, live stream, or whatever else I do on this channel. Until then, thank you very much. Peace out. Have fun. Enjoy everything you guys do. A boom. Fist bump to you.